EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for January 20th, 2025. I have to apologize in advance. I'm a little bit hoarse, not because I'm sick or anything, but because I was screaming and yelling at the TV this evening watching the Eagles playoff game. They did win, but it was a tense couple moments there that I just was screaming. Like, yeah, we had a championship game. Here we come, that kind of stuff. So, bear with me in today's video. Kinsley's Family Market in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania sponsors the Monday video forecast. Kinsley's is the world's largest ShopRite, and the ShopRite logo means they're all about food, they're all about savings, and they're all about you. The NFL playoffs are obviously in full swing. We got couple championship games next weekend, and then there's the Super Bowl in 2 weeks after that. And Kinsley's is your one-stop headquarters for everything you could possibly want and need to host a playoff party with friends and family, watching your favorite team together. Their catering department is on standby to accommodate all of your party needs throughout the playoffs, right up to the big game on Sunday, February 9th. They are Kinsley's ShopRite in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Proud sponsors of the Monday video forecast. Yesterday's storm system brought a pretty good dose of snow across most of the region. I would say out of our entire snow map that we did, you're never going to get 100% across the board. I mean, we have already. It's very rare, but we got about 90% of it correct. There were some areas that, especially right around the Philadelphia metro, especially just northwest of the Philadelphia metro, we expected a little bit more in the way of snow, and they ended up a little bit under there. Everywhere else was good across our region as far as the ranges of snow that were expected. And this is the just want to show you the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This was updating every single hour as it was happening. This is looking at 5 o'clock in the evening. We were watching, or some of you, most of you, I don't know how many people were watching the game, but we're watching the Eagles game here, and it did change over to completely snow once we got in deeper into the third quarter and fourth quarter. It was coming down really heavy. But prior to that, we were just dealing with sleet and grapple. They didn't know how to explain it on the broadcast. They're like, well, it's bouncing, but looks like it's kind of fuzzy. It's like dipping dots. Well, that's grapple, and this is not something that a model can really pick up on too well. It had at this point at 5 o'clock the sleet line being all the way down here southeast of Philadelphia. Obviously, that was not the case, and there were still across this area right here where I'm circling in particular. That includes Mercer County, New Jersey. All the way through extreme southern Bucks, southern Montgomery, parts of Chester, Delaware, Philadelphia, and northern Delaware, and we get down by Camden and Gloucester counties in New Jersey, that went a little bit under because of that grapple, which was not quite snow and it wasn't quite sleet. It's kind of half in between, and because the models didn't pick up on that area right in here, that's where the areas within our map that went a little bit under projections because of that. So everywhere else did just fine. I mean, we're some areas overperformed out here. In the areas that always complain that they get snow starved in south central Pennsylvania, you guys did well with this event. Some areas out there got 7, 8, 9 inches of snow. And that some went over what we projected in that area. So all in all, it was a very good forecast for the system. It just, again, you can't really pick up on grapple and precipitation types, and it wasn't expected to be anything but snow here, and it wasn't. You got a lull in there as well. It happens. And it's just unfortunate that it picked up on that area right in there where people were a little disappointed. But it is what it is. In the wake of the system today, we are going to be actually this weekend, a week ahead is going to be primarily dry, but very cold temperatures are settling in today through Thursday, and I'm talking about temperature, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we're looking at temperatures that are going to be stuck in the teens across the entire area. You see above me, 18 to 24 today. 14 to 19 is a spread here on Tuesday, and it's going to be very similar here on Wednesday. Today, we're going to have to deal with a little bit of wind, though, so that's going to make it feel a little bit colder. Even though you're in the lower 20s generally, 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting 20 to 25 is what we're dealing with as far as wind speeds, and that's going to give you a real field temperature or an apparent temperature, whatever you want to call it, in the single digits today. It's not going to be very warm at all. So if you make sure you bundle up if you went outside. Hopefully you cleared the snow last night because this stuff freezes and it's hard to remove. if you let it sit. And I put that on Twitter last night, or X, or whatever you call it. Some of you have taken that advice very well. The rest of you are going to wait for it to melt today, and it's just not going to get high enough for it really to work. And salt doesn't work at those kind of temperatures, so I don't really know what you're going to be doing today with that, but it's not going to feel too great. And some of these overnight lows this week, as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday night, there's the 0 degree line. When we get this is separating the 0 degree line right here. So it's below freezing up in this area. Not freezing, I'm sorry, the 0 degree line. This is below zero, so negative single digits in the northwestern areas, lower single digits further southeast. I will tell you, because we had this snowfall. If you have a snowfall on the ground, this is not going anywhere the next couple of days. So this might be a little bit, the temperatures might go a little bit lower than what the models are projecting, just because you have that fresh snow cover. That happens a lot with the insulation, the snow cover. You just can't retain heat because there's snow on the ground. So if you have a clear night, any of these nights that are clear at all, you're going to get a lot colder than what's even indicated here. You could be below zero, even further southeast than what's indicated right here. That's going to be most notably Tuesday night, Wednesday night. We will have partly to mostly cloudy skies on Tuesday. System's going to pass off to our southeast, and you can see that here. We'll still have to watch right along the coastal areas for maybe a light graze here. But I wouldn't get too excited. It looks like Tuesdays is partly to mostly cloudy across our region. No precipitation for the vast majority, if not the entire area. But you will have an increase in clouds as a result of that. Wednesday's back to mostly sunny skies, and again, middle teens. Once we get to Thursday, we recover a little bit, and temperatures are going to get back up in the 20s. Another little system off the coast here. Probably stays off the coast again. And the reason why it's staying off the coast is you have this big trough here like this, and it's so deep and strong that nothing can really round the bend here. It just kind of heads out in this direction because the cold is almost too overwhelming. You ever hear that term that if it's too cold to snow? This is one of those cases in the early to midweek period that we're not going to have anything because it's just too cold. And then once we're going to be waiting until after that point, probably toward the end of the month, we have some precipitation coming back into play. But mostly sunny skies are going to continue through Friday. Saturday starts off partly cloudy, and then mostly cloudy on Sunday with a cold front moving through the region. This might touch off a snow shower as it moves through, but right now it looks like you have a milder-ish day on Sunday where you get above freezing for a little bit. Until that front passes, you go right back below once the front clears here Sunday night. So mostly a dry, cold front here on Sunday. So if you're looking ahead to the championship game here in South Philadelphia, which I can safely say now, the championship game in South Philadelphia with the Washington Reds. Sorry, I keep calling them the Red. I grew up knowing them as the Redskins, but the Commanders are coming to Philadelphia and playing the Eagles in South Philadelphia on Sunday. That should be okay for that game as it looks right now, and not too terribly cold. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for January 20th, 2025. Have a great Monday.